very emotional interview. At times he looked pretty close to tears when he was mentioned saying things about his father, and I feel for him a little bit actually. I hear what everyone says, we jumping on the bandwagon and attacking him. I think that the reality here is he is a target. He was born into this family. He is somebody who, it's not his fault. He was born as the second son of the now king. He served on the front line, making him a legitimate target, and now he can't bring his family back to the country and to be part of his family. I understand that he's done things wrong, and I think he has made huge mistakes. But that was a very emotional interview. He looked thinner. He didn't look particularly happy. I don't know. I think also when considering these judgments, and I perfectly understand that taxpayers shouldn't be paying all this money and all that. But if something did happen to Harry, if he came back to this country or anywhere else, I'm sure there'll be a huge outcry about why wasn't he protected. And so I have reservations about the judgment, even though I agree with it. I agree with the fact that the premise of it. I agree with the fact that he left his country. I agree with the fact that he no longer is a working royal. But he is a very, very high-profile person through no fault of his own. And I think that brings with it, well, obviously the emotion you've seen there, but also dangers. And I just wonder with this type of story that goes on, and I've covered this story for 35 years, the death of the Princess of Wales, etc. Security is a very, very important thing. It's something that his father warned him about before he took this decision. He actually said, think very carefully about this. And he obviously, I don't think, did think carefully about it. I think he felt he was entitled to that security.
Welcome to another intriguing episode on the channel. Today, we dive into a controversy that's stirring up a storm in the royal world. At the heart of the storm is the issue of Prince Harry's security. It's a hot topic that's been under the spotlight for quite some time now, and it's only getting more complicated. One man who's been stoking the fires of this controversy is royal reporter Robert Jobson. Known for his close ties to the palace, Jobson has been making some rather perplexing comments about Prince Harry's security situation. On one side, Jobson backs the palace's decision to deny Prince Harry a review of his security needs in the UK. He's sticking to the official line, essentially saying, the court has spoken, and that's the end of that. But here's the twist. On the other side, Jobson openly admits that Prince Harry is high risk. He acknowledges that Harry is a major target, and even suggests that there could be a public uproar if something were to happen to him. This contradiction is not just surprising, but also deeply concerning. It's like saying, yes, he's in danger, but no, we won't do anything about it. It begs the question, should Harry have protection because he's a high-profile, at-risk individual, or should we just ignore that because it's politically convenient? And to add to the confusion, Jobson, along with others, seems to be conveniently omitting a vital piece of the puzzle. Prince Harry was promised security. This wasn't about entitlement or special treatment. It was King Charles who took away Harry's security prematurely, giving him a mere 30 days' notice. Knowing the threats Harry faces, this was a move that seemed not just irresponsible but downright negligent. So we have a royal reporter who is supposed to be the voice of the palace, giving us mixed signals. What's going on? Now let's dissect these two contradicting views that are causing quite a stir. It's like a royal game of chess, and we are left wondering who's going to make the next move. On one side of the board, we have those who staunchly support the court's decision to deny Prince Harry's security review. They argue that the court has made its ruling, and that should be the end of the discussion. They maintain that Harry, having stepped back from his royal duties, should not expect the privileges that come with being a full-time royal. This perspective seems to hinge on the notion of duty and responsibility. It suggests that Harry, by choosing a different path, has forfeited his right to the security traditionally provided to those within the royal fold. But is this a fair argument? Is it right to put protocol and tradition above the safety of an individual? Then, on the other side of the board, we have those who acknowledge Harry's status as a high-risk target. Even Robert Jobson, a known supporter of the palace narrative, admits that Harry's safety is at stake. He concedes that there would likely be a public outcry if anything were to happen to Harry. This side of the argument recognises the reality of Harry's situation. He is a well-known public figure, and that comes with inherent risks. But there's a twist. Despite acknowledging Harry's high-risk status, These same individuals also support the court's decision to deny his security review. It's a contradictory stance that raises eyebrows and questions. Are they prioritising politics and protocol over Harry's safety? Or is there a fear of setting a precedent that could potentially extend to other members of the royal family who choose to step back from their duties? It seems that the issue of Harry's security has become a political football, kicked around for convenience and expedience. But at the heart of this issue is a man, a father, a husband, who is understandably concerned for his safety and that of his family. So the question remains, should Harry's security be prioritised, or should politics take precedence? At the end of the day, we're left with a royal paradox, a contradiction that's hard to ignore, a situation that seems less about security and more about power, politics, and control. Let's not forget that security is not a privilege, but a right, especially for someone who, due to their public status, is at a heightened risk. It's a right that, according to some, was unjustly stripped from Harry by his own father, King Charles. The game of chess continues, and we're left wondering what move will come next. Will it be one that prioritises safety, or one that further entrenches the politics of the game? Only time will tell. Until then, the debate rages on, and we continue to watch, wait and wonder. So the question remains, should Harry's security be prioritised, or should politics take precedence? But wait, there's a piece of the puzzle that's being conveniently left out of the narrative. The unspoken truth is that Prince Harry was promised security, a promise that was not kept. It wasn't about entitlement or special treatment, it was a matter of safety, a basic right that was abruptly denied. Let's delve in. King Charles, the very person who should have had Harry's safety as a priority, stripped him of his security prematurely. Imagine, just a 30-day notice. Now, this wasn't a case of a forgotten birthday or a missed appointment. This was about a man's safety, a father, a husband, a son. This was about Prince Harry, who, as we've already established, is a high-profile, at-risk individual. Now think about it. Isn't it the duty of a parent to protect their child? Isn't it the duty of a king to protect his prince? This action, or rather, this inaction, was neither responsible nor caring. It was negligence, pure and simple. And the implications of this action, they're far-reaching. The denial of security to Prince Harry not only put him in harm's way, but also sent a clear message about the royal family's priorities. It seems like political convenience and maintaining a certain narrative took precedence over the well-being of one of their own. But let's not gloss over the fact that this negligence wasn't just noticed by a few. Oh no, the public outcry was loud and clear. A storm brewed on social media, and the hashtag #BadDadKingCharles started trending. This hashtag wasn't just about a father's negligence, it was a reflection of the people's disappointment in a king's failure to protect his own. This action, it seems, has led to a public outcry with the hashtag #BadDadKingCharles trending. But what does this say about the royal family's priorities? It's time to reflect on what really matters here, political convenience or a man's safety. It's time to question the silence surrounding this unspoken truth. So, is this all just a display of royal hypocrisy, or is there something bigger lurking beneath the surface? That's the question we must all ask ourselves as we delve deeper into this controversy. We've seen the contradictions in the statements made by royal reporter Robert Jobson and others. On one hand, they back the court's decision to deny Prince Harry's request for a review of his security needs. On the other, they acknowledge that Harry is indeed a high-profile target, and his safety could be compromised. This contradiction is glaring and it's hard to ignore. But could it be indicative of something more than mere hypocrisy? Could it be a symptom of a larger issue within the royal system? Let's consider the facts. Prince Harry was promised security, a promise that was abruptly broken by King Charles. This wasn't a minor oversight. It was a major decision that put Harry's safety at risk. It's a decision that raises questions about the priorities within the royal family and the system that supports it. This isn't just about Harry. It's about the royal family's approach to its members' safety and well-being. It's about the values and priorities that guide their decisions. It's about the potential for misuse of power and the willingness to sacrifice one's own for the sake of convenience or politics. This controversy isn't just a one-off incident. It could be a window into a deeper issue within the royal system. It could be a sign of a system that's flawed, a system that needs to change. So, what's your take on this? Is this just another case of royal hypocrisy, Or is there a bigger plot at play? Now it's time to hear from you. This is a topic that has sparked a lot of debate, and your voice matters. What's your take on the contradiction surrounding Prince Harry's security? Do you see it as a clear-cut case of royal hypocrisy? Or do you think there's more to this story than meets the eye? Perhaps you have a theory about the underlying reasons for this decision, or maybe you'd like to share your thoughts on how this situation should be resolved. Whatever your perspective, we want to hear it. Your insights, theories, and opinions are what fuel our discussions and deepen our understanding. So, let's get the conversation started. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, enlightening, or just plain interesting, show your support by giving it a like. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest takes on the royal family.